Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You may have thought that this Madden 2002 series was not going to be updated again. You may have thought, oh, he forgot about it. And you know what? Sometimes I do forget about things. I'm not perfect. I'm not someone who's, not infallible. I mess up sometimes, is what I'm trying to say. But don't think that I forgot about Madden 2002. And if you do, then okay, but I am here. The evidence is right there in front of your face. And if you're not accepting it, well then you, my friend, are in denial of the Los Angeles life and Madden 2002 and Sports of the Day. Hello, welcome back to the first legit episode of Sports of the Day, I think in like a week and a half or something like that. It's been too long. It's been just a variety of things that have happened. I haven't been in town. I've been traveling. I've been, to 2 different cities in 2 different weekends, etc. School is a thing that I do, but I'm still here. I'm not dead. And I put up an April Fool's video last week. I don't even remember the extent of all of the things that I did last week. I think I put up one of the Mario 60. Man, damn, did I put up 2 videos last week? Shit. Hope not. Hope I put up more. But I do have Madden 2002 loaded up here today, kicking into the world-famous EA Sports logo end zone that I'm sure EA intended for us to use. Playing against Washington here. Would be a big NFC East rivalry, of course, the New York-Washington rivalry, probably the 3rd most famous, and maybe not the 3rd, maybe 4th, depending on your opinion on Dallas and Philadelphia. Oh, that was a pretty damn nice opening run there by TV Barber. Got right out there to the outside, just kind of outran guys from there. That's good. Let's see if Caramello can get going for the first time in his entire life. Or whatever his name is, Camella. I say Caramello. Nope. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway. I'll figure your name out once I can. Granted, that was more of a blocking error. So I'm going to try play action here on 2nd and 11. Still manageable, of course, if I just run the game plan. I don't know where exactly I'm going to go at now. Oh, okay. Or, yeah, that is definitely a blocking issue. Don't remember which Barber that is. So I'm going to shotgun, and I guess I'm going to go to the corner. Threat. Your cross. And we got Toomer. We got Jervicius also down there. I'm probably going to have to go to cross or somebody in that area. And cross might have a chance at it. Nope. Okay. It's not. Oh, I thought that was Dion for a second. I was like, damn, was he still playing at that time? Whoa. He was playing in like 2004, so I mean maybe that. I mean, he may be on. I think he was out of Washington by that point. No, I'm not gonna look it up. I will bring you to the pause menu. It is 4th and 20. Blaze it, bit by bit. We'll go ahead and just try to get that punt out of the way. There we go. All right, pretty bad punt. All things considered, that might be the first thing we go for, like a 2nd-round draft pick. And what do you know? A face mask by our all-star fullback. Maybe that's going to be a free agent pickup in the off season. Be a fullback. I mean, hey, somebody will get the job done somewhere, if not him. Okay, they're just going to wait at the line for a little bit. This is a Jeff George team. I think Jeff George was the one who played in a couple preseason games. They gave him this big free agent contract, but didn't end up signing him for the regular season because he was just really bad. And I don't remember if that's exactly the case. Of course, that season, this would be the year before Steve Spurrier took over in Washington. And then Shane Matthews took over promptly the year after. That year where it was like Spurrier's going to do something with this team was a very, how would you say it, very overly optimistic time for football. This idea that this guy is going to come in and he's going to revolutionize football like he did in college, and he's going to he's going to win championships with his new system where he takes all these you know, talented players, certainly, and wins all these games, but, you know, at the NFL level, it's harder to just purely have more talent than the other team, especially the way that Florida did. So, ended up not working out too well for him. Steve Spurrier is still, you know, he's happy coaching, and, okay. I don't know if it would be possible for me to return it. I mean, I'm sure in, like, modern games you can. No, I know you can, because I saw somebody on YouTube do it once, where he, like, was playing an online game, I guess, with the Chargers, and back when Darren Sproles was on the Chargers, and he, for whatever, the opposing team decided to kick, it was like a tie game or something, maybe it was just, like, trying to rub it in, and he ended up kicking a field goal last second, and Darren Sproles returned it for a touchdown. And, you know, why do I keep going to the fullback? This is me trying to talk and call plays at the same time, which is why most coaches are typically fully entrenched in the game when they are calling it, but not me. Yeah, there we go. That's a first down, theoretically, depending on where it is. Nope, it's not. So we're gonna give it to the big man. There we go, QB sneak. When I said big man, you probably thought I was going to a running back, but I didn't. That was made in jest, and I'm indeed going. Oh, fuck you, Kerry Collins. You swine. I'm gonna fake a field goal. I'm gonna fake the damn field goal because I'm ridiculous, and you know what? It's AI, so whatever. I'm going to call timeout. You know, if I had said, okay, I'm going to fake the punt, that might have worked, because it's not that hard to gain 1 yard off a fake punt. What I would have wanted to do was go down to RB direct snap, but I didn't. I went to fake field goal, and you could tell the defense was like, something's up, and something was up. Alright, let's hope that doesn't go out of bounds. Or, you know, maybe I should have hoped it went out of bounds. Oh, damn, I had a guy there. LeBlanc. It was like the least football name of all time. If your name's LeBlanc, I just don't expect you to be a good football player. You just change it. I mean, honestly. Pull a Ulysses S. Grant and just change your name for greater social status, because, I mean, that'll work. Might work. Lou Alcindor, that's not a great, I mean, that's a decent basketball player name. Lou. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yeah, you remember him. I mean, people remember. It's not like people forgot him before his name. Anyway, whatever. Pointless jabbering by me. Should be the actual title of the show. I do have 5 topics that I wrote down. Last weekend I was in Chicago. The weekend before that I was in Minneapolis. Just stating that for a fact. If you were oh shit! Get wrecked. Jeff George. Jeff George used to be an inside joke when, like, not an inside joke, like it was between me and a group of. It was like a running gag on my thing, on my show, because I used to do Tecmo Super Bowl commentaries during the playoffs. I would, like, you know, predict the playoffs, the NFL playoffs with the teams from Tecmo Super Bowl. And the main joke that I would make was whenever the Colts were playing, they had Peyton Manning as their quarterback, and the Colts appeared in probably more videos than I ever did. I did between, I think, 2010, the playoffs in 2010 to the playoffs in, I think, 2012 or 13. I don't remember, but Jeff George ended up appearing in like half of them somehow, and he was terrible in Tecmo Super Bowl, specifically NES Tecmo Super Bowl. And so whenever he was up, I was just like, oh great, I got to talk about Jeff George again. And so, like, I did a Telestrator thing once where, like, I would just circle all these open receivers, and Jeff George threw an interception on that play. Oh, get that cross. Okay. Nope. Well, that, I was running with the foot. I don't know. It's 0-0. It's a pretty typical Madden 2002 score for me at the end of the first quarter. It'll probably be 0-0 at the end of the second quarter, the way this game is running, due to decent defense. I mean, there have been sacks. It hasn't been, like, incompetent defense, and that's incompetent offense right there. Maybe on my part. 4th and 17. Yeah, I got a punt. It's just been a game of punts. One of these days, I'm just going to chuck it and see what happens. We've had one real try at the end zone, though. I mean, that was a field goal. That was very clearly short. Not a good punter. I don't know if this is like a kicker or something, or if the Giants just had a very bad punter that season or something like that. I mean, I've never heard of him. R. Williams. Unless it's Robbie Williams. The pop singer. Really the last bastion of easy listening is Robbie Williams. Never played football. Also was white, and the punter is black. Might be a distinction needed to be made. At least in terms of identifying who it is. Alexander with... Speaking of Alexander, I do have a story about a man named Alexander. It's different than this Alexander, of course. Anyway, 5 topics. First is Duke won, and they did. That, is that Joe Gibbs? Is that the beginning of the Joe Gibbs era? But no, Steve Spurrier was in there at some point. Steve Spurrier was the coach in 2003. I mean, Madden 2003, at least. I remember that. Anyway, Duke won. They won the hell out of that game. I watched it at an Applebee's like I watch all good sporting events. Really the #1 place, the new golf course. Applebee's. It was a fine game. It came down to the wire. For what it's worth, it was an enjoyable game. It wasn't quite as enjoyable as the last Duke championship game, but it was okay. It was fun. I thought Wisconsin was a little more interesting as a team, but they had some cool guys at Duke too. That guy Justice Winslow and Tyus Jones. They're led by a very good, talented class of freshmen with Jones and of course Jaleel Okafor, Justice Winslow, and then the other guy Grayson Allen, who I think came off the bench and scored like 12 points or something like that, mostly in the second half. I would say Tyus Jones won the game for them, but if it hadn't been for Grayson Allen kind of coming off the bench when I was looking for a freshman to step up and do that, it's pretty impressive. Something I expect out of a senior, something I expected out of somebody, Willie Cauley-Stein or something like that, but just to name a player who is above the age of 20. But yeah, good job, Duke. You earned it. It was an exciting team this whole season. I was initially skeptical that they were even a #1 seed, but they won the championship. They deserved it. And good job. Number 2, the topic, right after Duke won, is not that Wisconsin lost, because Wisconsin was just, a team. I mean, Wisconsin was also pretty interesting. All 4 teams this year were pretty interesting. But Kentucky sure did lose on Saturday night. And I was surprised, but I have to admit, that was one of the few games, like this whole tournament, where I was just, like, really intensely watching. Because that was a good game. A lot of interesting things happened that game. Okay, well, that was a mildly decent run. I think that was 3 yards. Yep. I've gained prowess at guessing how many yards my very short runs are. But my guess, I wasn't unsure that Wisconsin would win that game. I wasn't even that surprised, but fuck off, Kerry Collins. His arm was all the way forward, like he just had to let go of it. It didn't happen, so I'm going to Madden. 3rd and 15, and I'm just chucking this right the fuck down the field. God, we don't... So our 2 good receivers are going inside, and the 2 that I'm going to throw it to are going up. I could hot route, but that kind of breaks up the formation of the play. So, well, he's got to step on him. Alright, hey. What do you know? This should just be my strategy. Oh, new strategy. Just fucking downfield. Who gives a shit? Not me. 2-minute warning, so we got a chance to hopefully not throw this away. Kick a field goal at the very least. A field goal very easily. One field goal could very easily win this game. So, with the way it's going. Okay, I will throw it. Hey! What do you know? I think it's... I don't know his first name. I'm not going to guess. Because it could be the name of, like... I could be throwing up the name of, like, some fascist dictator or something like that I don't know about. I've done that before. I don't remember in what context it was, though. When we were learning when... the, you know, this Apollo 11 mission. We talked about who was on it, and I think I said Lance Armstrong probably about 15 times, and this was like 5th grade. My teacher never corrected me either. It's like, it's not that big of a mistake. I mean, he was a celebrity. Everybody knew who Lance Armstrong was. It was just a different Armstrong. How many other Armstrongs are there? There are a bunch of Armstrongs. If I'm not mistaken, there's a Daryl, Neil, Stretch. Anyway. Kentucky lost. I'm not a Kentucky fan by any means. I am not one of the people here at my school. Everybody here, it seems, wishes incredible amounts of ill will on them for some reason. They say that the, you know, John Calipari's system is ruining basket. Oh, Jesus. Well, we got a tie ball game here at halftime. Ah, nope. Garnes did not make that. 80 yards by Jeff George. He's in the record books, and he should be damn proud of it. Everybody here seems to wish an ill will upon Kentucky, though, and I understand why. They're good. I don't believe that, you know, that it's the quote-unquote one and done is ruining basketball, because that's not. I don't believe that to be the case in any way, because I mean, you know, it's not John Calipari's fault. That's that way. I mean, if you want to blame anybody for setting the age limit to where, you know, you have to have played in college for a year, that wasn't the colleges that did that. That was the NBA, and I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea for the colleges, because it hasn't worked out that well. I mean, you still got people. It has not changed all that much of anything, except you have guys like Miles Turner and Cliff Alexander, who's, I mean, God, I've mentioned Cliff Alexander like 3 times already today. Cliff Alexander, who, you know, got to college, probably if they had just gone up from high school, would have made it to the league, and, you know, may have spent a year or 2 in the D League, but still would have gotten paid. Who I guess didn't need that year of college, and guys still would have gone out after a year in college. If I gotta use a hometown example, I would point out Ben McLemore was not ready at all after his freshman year or after his senior year of high school to go to the NBA, but he was after his, you know, sophomore year of or his redshirt freshman year of college. Joel Embiid, you know, he wasn't going to the NBA after he was done in his high school. Or maybe he was, I don't know. But he was certainly not a #1 pick after, you know, if he had come out as a senior. And he came out as a freshman in college, it was like, yeah, he's wasn't even a #1 pick, he was a #3 pick. Well, when you're, god damn it, just, I was so very bad at that first tackle. Well, Kentucky lost. So we've had no undefeated teams since the 70s, blah, 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 whatever. We've had 2 teams take a shot at it in the past 2 years, and they both failed on the grand stage because, you know, it's easy to lose 1 or 2 games, I guess I would say, and then it's easy to lose when you're playing top competition the whole year, when you're not in the case of a Wichita or a Kentucky this year, where they didn't have to play that many great teams. It wasn't like if they had been in another, you know, there was one other highly ranked team, you know, in Arkansas, and that was really the only other one throughout the entire year. Not that LSU and Florida, I mean, a couple other teams, maybe Georgia made it to the tournament. Yeah, where the hell did Jeff George's arm come to life all of a sudden? That's weird. I'm just gonna audible. I have no idea what's even going on here with this drive, because he's finding the tight end in the flat. I haven't played this for a while. Also, I'm bad. Difficulty am I on? It didn't say, oh shit, you might want to get it behind the line there, Armstead. don't know what the hell happened there. Anyway, Jeff George or something. Kentucky. We're almost to the end of the first half, so I guess I will go to number 3 at the second half because I do have a lot to say. And my 5th topic isn't that meaty of a topic. That's good. It's 6 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and give you my predictions for next year's basketball season. That is, I don't know. That's the most amazing thing about this, is that I said at the beginning of the year, I don't know. Middle of the year, really don't know. You know, it's the end of the year. I didn't predict it happening that way. Thought Villanova would go a lot further than they did. And my champion on my bracket was, of course, Baylor. So they were like the 3rd team to lose. So you know, it's not important to me. Just the college basketball in general, but it is a fun thing to watch, and well, I don't know if I'd call it fun, but it is a thing to watch. And Jesus Christ, offensive line! I've called upon the good name of our Lord and Savior, who rose on Sunday, so many times the course of this episode. It is 10-7 at the end of the first half. I will see you on the next half. I believe they call it the second half.